inside the body, or some little bit pain here and there and all those kind of things. Also, if we practice more and more, then we become very sensitive and we can witness many more things. We can feel our heartbeat. We can, even people who gone into the higher level, they can even hear the sound of the blood flowing through in the blood vessels. It can be heard. And also that, of course, that the sound of a breathing and the feeling of the breathing. So the breath awareness is needed. That is also starts with witnessing, then thought awareness, then from that emotions and all other things. So body awareness, thought awareness, then breath awareness. All these are part, and we do all this practice. All those things is a part of our 6-step meditation. We start with that. So what we start with the breath awareness, with the awareness of the breath, anapanasati dhyan. Then we start kaya upasana, that it is our the body awareness or physical body. And then chitta upasana, awareness of the mind, the thoughts, how it is going, then so on and so forth. Then we go higher into that, deeper into that, all those aspects. So these are called the witnessing or witness consciousness. So, and as I mentioned in the beginning, in Sanskrit, it is called Shakshi Bhav. Shakshi means it is just like, you have seen in the court case, they call a lot of, witnesses. Who has witnessed that event? They are not the act of taken the part act in that event, but they have just witnessed it or seen it. They're telling what they have seen. So that is the witness is all about. Similarly, when we practice witnessing, our role will be like that. We are not involve ourselves into these activities. Just we need to step out, and then we have to observe and record. So this is what that witnessing is all about. And as I'm saying, witnessing should be the impartial, or it should be separated from what is going on. And that also we need to learn. In Dada Gavan, which is, my Param Guru, Prem Nirmalji's Guru, Dada Gavan, he has mentioned this particular aspect as a aloof attention. Aloof attention means you should not get involved into what you are witnessing. Even though you feel good, bad, and all those you are getting affected by it. Aloof attention means that your witnessing should be completely impartial. You should not take it personally, or you should not analyze, you should judge, you get affected and you get emotional and all these things, you lose the impartiality of the witnessing. So whenever we also practice, so the Chitta Upasana, we say that it has to be done aloof attention. This term has been given by Dada Gavan. So aloof attention means only thing you should be just simply witnessing without getting emotional, without getting involved, without getting analytical, because it is to be opinionated about everything. That is our normal tendency. The moment something enters into our, in the vision or our near proximity, we come to know about something, we develop an opinion. So this particular thing, we need to learn. The moment we develop an opinion, we are dragged into this. We're dragged into that level where those things are operating. You cannot go beyond. So that is why you have to fly high a little bit, not in the level where things are operating, and from there you are witnessing. Just like, say, maybe some eagle is flying high and watching at different parts, different animal on the ground like that. But it is not really, it is involved into that particular space where these things are being observed. So that like that, we need to raise our level to be operating from that level where we can observe what are the things going on. And as I mentioned in the beginning, this level should be, it should not be moving. It should not be affected by it. That's why the aloof part is coming. You should be independent of that. if you are, suppose you are, I have given an example of a boat. Same example is available for a train. If you are sitting in a train, all the windows are closed, etc., you will not know how fast the train is moving, which direction it is going, and how the train looks like, and all those kind of things. What is written, the destination on that things, nothing. But if you are observing the same train from a stationary platform, you will record all those things. Which direction it is going, how fast it is going, what is the color of the train, what is the destination board has written. Everything you will come to know. And you don't get, you just take out and step out and watch, and then you will know about all those things. And that exactly, that is what the Sakshi Bhav is all about. The witness consciousness is all about. This is about that the first step towards our spiritual journey. And that, as I mentioned, we practice it during all the meditation sessions. We practice that step by step. And then all aspects of witnessing we cover. And then going into higher and higher. This more higher level you go in your spiritual journey, you need to go further higher level to witness that. Suppose if we are having so 3 dimension to 4th dimension or 5th dimension, then you have to go 1 dimension higher to watch what is going on in that dimension. That journey goes on. But at least for the beginning, you have to witness the physical dimensional matters, and what is particularly what is going on in your mind. That is very, very important to go beyond mind. So that is what it is all about. And yeah, I was mentioning about Dada Gavant, and you see, that is his book, The Beyond the Mind. He is a guru of Guruji Prem Nirmala. So that's what I was mentioning about him. It is his. So he's all about the technique going beyond mind. So are you seeing it properly, or mirror reflection reverse?
It is okay, Guruji.
Mute and tell me.
Excellent.
Okay, properly. All right. Okay. So this is the thing I was telling about Dadaji, Dada Gavant. So to go beyond mind, you need to learn this declatching, Sakshi Bhav, aloof attention. Those are the techniques. Now let me give you the techniques part of it, because I have seen many hundreds of seekers are stuck there. Such a basic level, but they are stuck there. Simply, they cannot disassociate themselves with their thoughts. Simple, that it is stuck there, month after month. Nothing is happening. Further journey is not starting. Those higher, they understand everything. Intellectually, everything is understood. But when they sit for the meditation in the practice, they stuck there. They cannot disassociate themselves from watch their mind, because they say, how can I, it's me. How can I separate myself from myself? It is true. That feels like that if we don't learn how to declatch ourselves. And this is a very important point. I was just, I'm just planning when the next workshop, when will happen, physical workshop, wherever, as Babaji's wish, wherever we'll conduct, I'll make sure I'll keep a practice session, how to declatch this, only this on that. It's very important. I have seen many are stuck for the months together, if not years together on this. They just simply cannot watch their thoughts. They cannot come out of that level. It is simple thing, but not easy to achieve. I was also stuck there at some point of time. And just share how I have come out of that. Maybe that will give you a clue for yourself. You can find your own way. I'm not saying whatever I have found, that is the best method and the only method. Okay, I'm just saying it worked for me. Maybe it will work for you if you are still there. What I have done was that I was very good at, because my background is oil and gas, particularly inspection and other things. I am very good at finding faults. Where the problem is, I can observe, and just simply one observe, I can find 5 faults into one system. And earlier days, I used to find fault in people also. That's within 5 minutes, I can find out about 10 faults about anybody. So those are the type of thing. It comes at my character package, what I received. So what I have done was, only thing what I did was, instead of focusing outside any, oil and gas facility or somebody else, I just turned it inward, like a CCTV. I'm not reacting to it, but I just turned it. And then I was concentrating on what Rajdeep is thinking at that moment. What Rajdeep's emotion is playing at that moment. What Rajdeep is feeling inside the body at that moment. Why it is important, why I'm mentioning Rajdeep mind. I could have said it's mine. I'm thinking what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, and no, because I make it a point that I convinced myself that I'm watching Rajdeep. I'm watching Rajdeep's thought. I'm watching Rajdeep's emotions right now. I'm watching what is happening in Rajdeep's body. The moment I frame it like that, then there is a space. It tells me internally, auto-suggestion, it gives me that I need to observe Rajdeep, means I am different than Rajdeep. And from that, it is very important. No? So, little thing, but very important. That makes all the difference. If I say I'm watching myself, I could never got to that place where to the independent position where I should stand. The thing, identity called I is completely merged with Rajdeep. I cannot observe Rajdeep then. I'm sitting in the boat, or I'm moving in a train and it is covered. I cannot know which direction it is going and how fast it is going. So I need to come out. And the technique to come out is, first you identify yourself. Something is not your ego or not your mind, body, intellect package. When you start observing, it's difficult. Time to time you get carried away with your thoughts and all those things. You miss the boat. But then slowly practicing, then I start observing myself, what is going on in Rajdeep's mind, how Rajdeep is feeling, and all those things. It's a skill. It needs practice. This particular practice, I will make sure I'll prepare some kind of practical exercise for the workshop. I will do that so that all of you will know how to do that. Even how to read your thoughts. Initially, it was very difficult to read your thoughts. Why? It is my own research and my own experience. Because we are convinced we cannot read our mind. It's because subconsciously, from the childhood, we are conditioned that we cannot read our mind because our mind is inside us. It is me. How can I read my mind? To do that, I have developed a special exercise. That is the type of thing I will teach you in the workshop and practically, so that you can do it yourself. Now you are only listening. What I have done is that first took a normal. I find out many ways how to do that. Finally, what I did, I put some kind of alarm or something, a stopwatch, and every 1 minute it will ring. Just give a ting, something in the mobile. And I'm just sitting and thinking, like while thinking, this normal way people think. I just write 2 words about what is the current thinking in our mind, on my mind that time. When it means Rajdeep's mind that time. Okay. Say going to, the price of potato is going high. Potato price, 2 words. I have written. Potato price, and go to then. I didn't go to the, to buy the grocery. Maybe tomorrow I'll go. Tomorrow is which day? Tomorrow is, tomorrow is a Sunday. I can go. Ting, another bell ring. There I have written Sunday, grocery. So then I went there. So okay, tomorrow I'll go, but I can buy by cash or credit card. Maybe I'll carry the credit card. Welcome, Supriya. Carry the credit card and do that. But did I pay the credit card bill last month? Ting, next thing. So credit card, a bill. Okay, that is the third point. Like that. I'm just giving some example. So then after that, all these thoughts may be coming, and maybe, next week some visitor is coming and all those kind of things. So are we okay, or should we confirm? So then confirm visitor. That is the next point. Then maybe, okay, we'll go, maybe we'll watch some cricket match is coming. Why not to watch some cricket match that time? It's a good, some maybe India, Pakistan and something like that. Ting, the next ring. So cricket match, India, Pakistan. Just say 10 minutes. You just listed two words, no? Whatever. So after 10 minutes, if you read it, what you have written, it is your thought. Just current thought, you have quickly written 2 words. It's for you only. It's no need to be right properly and all this. Nobody else will read it. But if you read it, then you realize within 10 minutes how different, type of scattered thoughts pattern you have. You started with potato, then, maybe grocery, then credit card, then, visitor, then cricket, and then all those kind of, then maybe it will go to political, something political thing you thought after India, Pakistan has come. So, or something maybe economy and then world and event and all, so many, it can, within 10 minutes, you can roam the world. So basically, let me come back to my exercise. I took a piece of paper, I just written those two things. So at the end of that, that exercise, these I have to do daily. Just sit down for 10 minutes or 15 minutes and note down all ting and note down the points. That's all. And read it. After that, I read it myself, and I myself get surprised how so many different ways my mind works. So many different types. There is no relation. I started with something and landed up with something. But what it did, it did help me to get into the witness mode. How? How this witness mode has to do with this writing? Because when I read whatever I have written, it tells my subconscious mind, you can read your thoughts. I'm repeating, listen very carefully. When you read that points you have written down during the thinking, every minute, end of every minute, then when you read it physically, then it tells your subconscious mind is told you can read your thoughts because it's physically reading those points through your mind. If you do enough, then at one point what is called subconscious, that thing will get released. You start observing your actual thought and on live. Means though that resistance will drop because you are convinced that we cannot read our mind. People struggle there months. Minor thing. I don't intentionally put that into the seekers, their mind is, because it has to come from their own experience. They need to know where the issue they come. Then whoever has come to me, I have given them the solution in detail. But next time I'm thinking to do it in the proper, like an exercise way, so that everybody can get benefit from this kind of things. So when you have done that, then it will be easier for you to observe. Simply, you have to observe the thoughts going on in your mind. But your subconscious mind is not allowing to go to that level so that you can witness. That's why months together, you may not know what witness, how it feels like. So many times witness, yes, he has witnessed, then that next step is that. So everybody theoretically know everything. But practically they are stuck. So that is the type of thing. It is the job of a spiritual guide or a guru to help you out. But the help will not come unless and until you experience that and then ask for it. Ask for a solution. Ask for a help. And that help will be given. So that is the best way of clicking, rather than otherwise, even if I explained you everything, but it is still a concept for you. Unless and you yourself face this, you will not know that there is an issue there. It will look like, what's the big deal? I thought, anybody can do that. Nobody. My experience says 90% people cannot do that. They're stuck here. Anyway, so it is the techniques. There are more such techniques. So this will, as I said, we'll keep it as a different exercise and for during the physical workshop, so that people can learn it well under supervision, direct, and anything. It is not necessarily they will face this issue only. There may be some multiple issues that can be addressed practically at that time. So, but let me come back to that level. So this is what the witness, with witness consciousness or Shakshi Bhav, that need to be practiced, that need to be developed. And from there, this witnessing, then further our next journey starts. From here, this is the first part of the thing I explained in detail, so that you have no confusion about what the witness means. And what to witness, it can be witness about what is going on inside our body, or how our body is interacting with the outside environment, or how what is the type of thoughts going on in our mind, what are the emotions within us, how I am reacting, how I am thinking, how I am this thing. I means that Rajdeep that time. So everything is just you are observing from that independent position. Okay, so that is a Sakshi Bhav. And it is important to do that for yourself. From others, everybody can do that. That's not a big issue. We are very good at finding fault in others. That's not an issue. That you need not to practice so hard to get there. But for you, that is a big challenge. For that's what you need to practice, and then you have to develop that, because it is spiritual journey is all about your journey. It is also, it is your, nobody else can do it on your behalf. So you need to do it yourself, like eating food. If you are hungry, you have to eat yourself. Anybody else cannot do it on your behalf, and it will not work. It will not, give you any benefit if it does that way. So many times the, spiritual master, they push you to do certain things, and maybe sometimes it becomes harder, because their job is to crush your ego, because if you are stuck there, then you will not grow further. So sometimes the master, they hit hard on the seeker, only those who has the potential. If somebody has no potential, they don't waste time on that one. Hit hard, because then maybe they feel offended. They feel, oh, why he said me that? Why he insulted me? It's not insult. If you feel that you have been insulted, then ask the question, who is getting insulted here? Who is that identity who got insulted? And that will ultimately tell you it is your ego who feels insulted. And if the ego feels insulted, then that is a purpose, to get out of that ego so that you can progress further. There is no other way. Actual potential field is very loving, but the process, they need to, like a football coach and all, they said, okay, you make round of this field for 20 times, that's your exercise. It looks very hard, but it is good for the player. They can develop that kind of stamina and that kind of thing, and running and continuously running for so long. That's what was needed for the game. All right. So now let me come to the next level. Let us go that how witnessing happens. What is witness and how we practice it, and all this I have already explained. Now let me go to the level of Shakshi Bhav, that this witnessing. What are the participants of this witnessing? What are the things are involved in witnessing? Witnessing is involved three things. First is the object, the things which is being witnessed. It can be simply an physical item. Maybe somebody is witnessing sunrise. Okay, so the sun is the object which is being witnessed. You are observing the sun. and second is an observer. Somebody is watching that. That is observer. In this case, maybe you. See, you are watching something. So the something is object, object of witness, and then the witnesser is the person or the entity which is witnessing it. And third element, the process of witnessing. This process which is involved between the witnesser and the object. This process is the third one, witnessing. So the object, the witnesser, and witnessing as a process. These three, in spirituality, they are known as a trio. Trio means, in Sanskrit, they call trikuti. Trikuti means this is the three things. The object, and that observer, the shakshi, or the process of witnessing. And these three things is called trikuti. So as first part I have explained about witnessing and all those things. So whenever we witness anything, it can be thought, it can be emotion, it can be any object or whatever. These three things are involved here. So object of witness, witnesser, and the process of witnessing. These three things. This is a trio. Now, I'm not going into each and every detail. Now I've already explained how this works. So I think it is pretty simple. The three things are involved here. Now, the issue is that as long as this trio exists, the enlightenment doesn't happen. Okay. I'm talking about higher journey. I'm talking now going further up. Spirituality you practice, Sakshi Bhav and all those kind of things. We can witness anything and all those things. That's fine. But for, for liberation, for enlightenment, this is also not good enough. You have to go beyond that, even beyond that. So you have to go beyond Sakshi Bhav. Or you can go beyond trio. Trio means that's what I just explained. The object of witnessing, the witnesser, and the process of witnessing. You have to go beyond that. So, why we have to go beyond that? Because in the trio level, it is still a version of that experiencer is involved. The experiencer can involve anything, and that will topple the whole thing, or that will contaminate the whole thing. So what we need to do, that here the experiencer need to go. You need to dissolve. The entity which is observing has to go. How it can go? It can go with complete surrender. When the ego annihilation takes place, when our identity, we stop losing the identity of ourselves. That is where the ego gets dropped. When the ego gets dropped on the spiritual journey, the witnesser also gets dropped. Because there is no one to witness, there is no ego. The moment that ego dissolves, the witnesser falls. And then it is taken over by the awareness. So here what happens is no one is witnessing. There is no entity which is by witnessing. So if there is no entity is witnessing, then the process of witnessing also get dropped. Because if nobody else is watching, then the process is not there. There is no process. So what remains is the object. Suppose I was mentioning about the sunrise. Sun rising by itself is a complete. No need to watch by anyone or analyze by anyone. So this is called the pure experience. Like it is not contaminated by the version of the witnesser. It is happening by itself and it is complete. A flower is giving fragrance. It's complete. It is not giving fragrance for somebody, or somebody is saying the fragrance is sweet. Doesn't matter. It's giving. This is a pure experience, pure expression of the flower. That is a pure expression of the sun. It's rising. That's complete by itself. All our spiritual experiences, higher level spiritual experiences, should be pure. Like there should not be an analysis. There should not be any judgment. I'm talking about the awareness. So awareness of what and whom? Nobody else. Awareness is aware of itself. That is complete. So once it is in the awareness, there is no one is witnessing, no one is watching, no one is analyzing, no one is thinking, no one is making it good, bad, or any kind of opinion. No, nothing. It's just simply happening. And that comes in the field of awareness, and that is called that the pure experience. Whatever is there, it is just floating into awareness, and these kind of things are your pure awareness or pure experience. When this Trikuti is dropped, the trio is dropped, you go to the level of high awareness when all these comes without anyone witnessing, analyzing, and all those kind of things. There is no such entity there. Everything is happening on its own, and it is just in the awareness, and that particular aspect is called pure experience. The truth, or in universal truth, is called Brahma Gyan. All universal truth can be experienced only at this stage. It cannot happen when the witnesser is present. Whoever is a witnesser is, so it cannot happen in witnesser is present. And this particular process, it is when we go beyond, that is called the trio dissolution, or you can say that is a moment of your enlightenment, where this lower identity goes, and you open yourselves to this of the higher experience, awareness, and it is direct, first-hand experience. No witnesser, no one to hear, give a commentary or give analysis on a specialist view. Nobody. Just it is the way it is. That's all. That's a pure experience. All our higher level of experiences are like that. There is no such thing called analysis, good, bad, and all. There is no duality, nothing. Simply, they are experiences, and those are your first-hand direct experiences. Those first-hand direct experiences are your part of your enlightened living. It cannot be opinionated version of anything. Then it is no longer you are in that territory. You are operating in much lower level. Means you have not reached there. Lower, higher is again is a comparison. That may not be appropriate. Means you still yet to achieve something more to reach there. So that is called pure experience. So when we pass through, I have already explained about different stages going to enlightenment and beyond. Start with Karma Yoga, then Kriya Yoga, Dhyan Yoga, Gyan Yoga, Pragya, the Gyan, the direct first-hand downloaded knowledge. Knowledge also not bookish knowledge, directly downloaded first-hand. That is called Pragya. And this particular downloaded version of first thing, you are the only one receiving it. Or it is not version of somebody that you are receiving. Then already it becomes second-hand. Even your mind becomes second-hand. You are getting directly first-hand. That is the Pragya. That is the first-hand downloaded version of the universal truth. So you are experiencing the truth. It is your truth, what you experience. It need not do a match with somebody else. Or maybe you are receiving something for the first time nobody else has ever did. That is possible. all our experiences are unique. It need not to be copy-pasted from something written somewhere, somebody told, not necessarily. We can, same experience we can also have. There's nothing wrong in that, but we can have completely new experience. That is our experience and our uniqueness. That is also happens on our own spiritual growth and our own journey. So in this matter, what happens is first-hand downloaded directly experiences are developed. That's called pragya. It is not a bookish knowledge, it's pragya. Whatever we experience and the mind level, so that is called your Anubhav. In many places, they ask some interviewer, ask, "Aapke iske baare mein aapka Anubhav kya hai?" That means what you feel about this. This feeling and that feeling, that is also a feeling, is completely different, because here the experiencer is present. In the Anubhav, there is somebody to feel that. And when you cross that level, and then you go direct download from the divine universal truth, and what it gives you is called Anubhuti. Means experience without experiencer. The knowledge without anybody else's version to it. It's a direct first-hand knowledge, pragya. So any experience, that is your Anubhuti, which is received at that level, without any experiencer involved. So that was the last point of my topic. Like my spiritual name is Rishi Pragyanand Anubhuti. Rishi is given to the male, like a female give ma normally. Means first you have to go that what is your path, like a pragya in the knowledge, directly downloaded knowledge. And Anand, it has to be already, you are in the enlightened stage, you are already in the Sachidanand state. All the time you are in that joy. But your path, there are 7 rays, we call it. Your path, there can be service, there can be prem, then there can be different bhakti. In my path is path of pragya, knowledge, direct, first-hand downloaded knowledge. So, and the last part is what is the outcome of that in the name? That is Anubhuti, that is experience without experiencer. So you reach there through the path of this knowledge that makes you full of joy, and end product is Anubhuti. It's not Anubhav, it is Anubhuti. That is no experiencer, just purely higher level of awareness. Everything is received, understood, and that completes that spiritual journey or that particular path. So with this, I will conclude this learning session. So if there is any question, you are welcome to ask me now. Sreshi, go ahead.
So my question is regarding the triode dissolution that you mentioned. So triode dissolution that happens, it happens like at one shot, or is it as like slowly it is?
No, it's a good question. See, triode dissolution, when it happens, when it permanently goes, that is one shot. When it never comes back, But it's also possible you have glimpses of, we call it satori, means temporary experience of that. You pass through that level, have temporary experience. Again, you fall into the mind trap and go in. It is possible. It's quite normal. Okay, so you may have few experiences of that satori, and then finally it will go at the time of your enlightenment. So that is called triode dissolution. And it is also possible that your guru can help you to do that. If you are ready, then in one session it can happen. That is also called Guru Kripa, triode dissolution. Okay, that is also there. But you cannot demand it. Like it has to happen, and it will happen at the right time for you. But can you do it tomorrow for me? No. It's then you are you cannot make one fruit ripe just by thinking about getting it ripe. I want a ripe fruit or a sweet fruit. So it cannot be ripe overnight, but at the right time, it will happen. And it is like, not only it will happen, all this kind of detached, the fruit gets dropped from the tree automatically, and that is irreversible. Okay, so final, that triode dissolution is like that. It cannot never go back.
Okay. And one more question, a follow-up question. You speak about Satori, right? Like you experience sometimes and you drop. Can you please explain what the experience is?
Satori is a temporary experiences of enlightenment. Okay. And in fact, all of us in the sixth state, when we go to the expanded awareness state, we all cross that level. But only thing is, the masters, they can retain there. But normal, the seekers, slowly they come down. There may be different reasons for. So, because they get, again, dragged into the day-to-day activities of life. And some people even retain that state for hours, maybe days. Same state, but slowly it goes. And most of the time, it quickly goes if you suddenly go into too much of egoistic activity, start fighting with somebody, too much talking, etc. Or if you eat something heavy, like vibration-wise heavy, like non-veg food or something, then just it goes. Okay. Because this is a very fine, sophisticated or, type of vibration. Any kind of these things will take it away. But you had it, there is no denying that you didn't had, that experience. And that is why it is called Satori. It's a temporary experiences of enlightenment or expanded awareness, maybe. Let me put it in this way.
Okay. And it is also possible to have it like not only during meditation, but otherwise also.
Otherwise also, it is possible, yes. Even if you are concentrating with a full concentration, you do any activity, you can reach there. Even cooking. If you concentrate, full concentration in cooking, you exactly know what is going on, what is hand is doing, what are the elements are there, you're fully involved. Okay, cooking is still an activity. Suppose pleasurable activity, eating. No, if you're fully in, food is entering, what are the saliva, how is entering and all, because we normally do unconscious eating, like we're watching TV, talking something and eating something. We are not aware. If we do it full awareness, any activity can be meditation. Because earlier days I used to do, in college days, I used to go for rock climbing. And I have seen many masters of the rock climbing. It's beautiful, and they just climb like it is just like a poetry, So we asked, how do you do that? They said, this is my meditation. I do it because each and every thing I feel and touch, and I can feel the rock, the way I'm going and all those things. So expression comes to me through that. That becomes their meditation. So meditation is not only just closing the eyes and try to make your mind free of thoughts. It is not that. If you concentrate at the highest level of anything, it becomes your meditation. I also mentioned sometimes about when Hyderabad I went and met with many type of masters. There was 2012, first World Parliament on Spirituality. So one was a laughter yogi. So I shared this story earlier. I was thinking how laughter can be a yogi, Okay, other things I can understand, but how laughter can be a yoga, or how laughter can... When the master, he was explaining, he said, when you laugh wholeheartedly, wholehearted, and that is the time, maybe fraction of a second, your thought stops. Okay, and they took that path to go beyond thought. So those are the type of things, there are not only one way, there are many, many ways to go beyond that. Only thing we have to find out what suits me, what is resonating with me, that's all. But there are many ways to go there. Any mundane activity of life also can be a meditation. Only thing, it has to be pure, okay? Not contaminated by our mind and opinions and things like that. That's all. That's what the pure experience is all about. Pure experience does not mean only have to meditate. Experience can be any experience. It can be your deepest, highest level of meditation, equivalent to. Okay. All right. God bless you. Anybody else? Any question? No further question? Yes, Shubir, go ahead. Please unmute yourself.
Now, this workshop, what you are talking about, that workshop, will it be effective if it is done online, or has it to be face-to-face only?
No, what I'm talking about, it has to be face-to-face.
Okay.
See, only difference between online and the face-to-face is, in the face-to-face workshops, you are in the energy field of a master. Okay, means you are in the 100% into that field. But if it is online, it is still, there is some energy can be flown into that one. But the one I'm talking about, some of the activities, some of the practices should be done in the physical proximity of a master, just because it should be in the energy field of that. That is also needed. That's why. Okay.
So maybe we have to wait for such an opportunity, whether in Dubai region or in India, wherever you organize.
We'll see. Means if there is enough people are there, we can do it anywhere. That's not a issue. But we'll do it indefinitely. UAE also, and India, and maybe in US also we will do that. We will do, because this is what is very important, and those are the type of things we need to get more into, practical practices and things like that. But if you do it in the natural environment, rather than doing it at a home or something, we have to go out and in the nature, and particularly near the sea or mountain and all this kind of thing. Then we take that, the energy of that nature also be part of it, so it becomes more effective. Okay. So that is the idea. That we'll do it. We'll do it, and we'll announce it, and
okay.
And then accordingly we'll have it. That's not a big deal. Or any other workshop, we'll put one session on this. So maybe workshop can be of any topic, but one session will be on this. That also can be done that way. It will not take much time, but at least, still we have to spend about explaining everything, practicing maybe 1 hour. So that will be good enough for that, for this kind of practices.
Thank you.
All right.
Guruji,
yes,
Guruji, one thing. This, when we are saying that the witnesser has disappeared, that means that the physical mind, body, intellect has disappeared. The higher self, which we are calling as awareness, is higher self only.
Yeah, this is, it is the aspect of the higher self. Okay. But the higher self, only difference between lower self and higher self is higher self does not analyze.
Okay.
Okay. It is completely detached from this content. It can just simply accept what it is. Okay. So even if there is a higher self is there, but higher self is not involved into this. There is no process. So that is called in the pure awareness.
Okay.
So let me give some example to make you understand this. So suppose you are inside a room. So then maybe the color of the ceiling and what is the height of the ceiling will be, that gives you some kind of framework to your experience. But you are under the open sky, or maybe how much is the ceiling? Maybe ceiling is too small and give a different effect. Higher ceiling will give some other type of effect, and all this color of the wall will give something else. But if you are under open sky in the middle of a field or mountain or something, then that height of the ceiling doesn't matter. Your complete thing changes, and those interferences from the wall and height and all then doesn't matter. They become irrelevant. You can say that means the sky is watching, sky is limiting our thing. Yes, but it is not the same thing. Getting limited by the ceiling and getting limited by the sky is completely different aspect, even though it sounds like same. What is on your head? It is sky. What is in your head is the ceiling. Okay. So one is a limited version of it, another is unlimited version.
Unlimited, yeah. Correct.
Okay. So, and that's what our higher self works, and that's why it doesn't interfere into this. Okay.
Thank you, Guruji.
Okay. God bless you. Yes, Indranil, you have something to ask?
Yeah. Happy Pranam. Especially this aspect of witness was extremely revealing, so deeply grateful. When we witness a thought, isn't it normal that the thought would disappear if you are witnessing it very closely?
Yes. Disappear means it will reduce. First, it reduces the speed, then number of thoughts per minute comes down. If you are witnessing very intensely, then the thoughts, basically what happens is that time our gap between thoughts becomes more and more. So that happens. That happens when your focus is very razor sharp and you focus on that, then thought actually it is possible to stop. Because we are fully giving concentration or attention to the gap, become wider and wider, and one point of time, all thoughts stop coming. So, and that is called no thought zone. But you are right. We also go to no thought zone in that way only. But it starts with witnessing.
And most of the times when we are trying to observe thoughts, it happens after the thought has happened, like immediately after. So when the thought is happening, then the thought is happening. And then maybe you are not very conscious. And then, but immediately after that, and that, of course, the 10-minute exercise that you gave as an example was also extremely useful. But that also reflects probably the same thing, that you're trying to sort of somehow become conscious even at every 1 minute gap. But when the actual thought is happening, I think it's because the mind can think only one thing at a time.
Yes. Yeah.
So you can trace it back only, and maybe it can become more frequent. Is this understanding realistic?
No, it is not. Okay. Let me put it in this way.
No, thank you.
Yeah. See, when you are talking about awareness, means the level, it is not happen post facto. It can only happen in the present moment. Okay. That is why we practice that whenever thought, the trajectory of the thought. In the fourth step, we in the trajectory of the thought, we need to refresh our awareness moment by moment, or in the Sandhikal Jagruta. So there is no such thing called it gone and then we realize that was the thing. There is no such thing. Because it is every moment it is taking note of that. That is the power of awareness. It is not that when we left, then we understand that it is left. It is not that. Every moment it is aware what is going. Then also we practice starting point of the thought, body of the thought, end of the thought, and all those kind of things. Yeah. Why? Because if we do it post facto, that is another thought.
That's right. Yes.
When it's gone, and then we are analyzing, this analysis is another thought. So forget about you are thinking I'm analyzing the first thought. You are not. You are in the second thought. Okay.
Correct.
So this kind of post and pre thing doesn't exist in the awareness level. That's why it's called moment by moment. Each fraction of a second, you need to catch it and see what's going on. Like if you are, say, I was giving example of a train, and that you are standing on a platform and the train is passing by. So you are not looking here. After the train passed, you remember, oh, train has gone. That is not how it is done. You are maybe watching with a very small window, and you can see each and every, compartment, window and doors of the train go one by one through in front of you. And then a gap between two compartments, then again another next compartment comes, and so on and so forth. One point of time, you can see the other side of the platform. That means it is completely gone. It is not that when it is completely gone, you start thinking it was gone, but earlier there was a train. Okay. It was a moment by moment, each and every part of the train you watched. That is your experience.
Right.
Okay, you are in the present moment, and that's what is the fraction of a second. You are refreshing the awareness, and that's how it is. Then when it is, gone, you can, realize it is gone because there is some other content is there. That's all. Okay.
So the observation is not another thought, basically. It is happening in parallel, basically.
Yeah, it happened at the same time. Okay, then it is observation. Otherwise, it is another thought. There is nothing wrong in the second thought. Second thought can be analysis of the first one. Not only one, there can be multiple thoughts after that.
Right. Thank you.
Okay. All right. God bless you.
Rajdeep, this actually, I remember this about this thought observing technique. You mentioned about this this one. Oh, just hold on a minute. Something is irritating me. Yeah, Rajdeep. Yeah.
Okay, Vani, you have any question?
Yes, Guruji. When we observe the thoughts, sometimes only one thought keeps coming back, and usually that is what happens to me. The same thought keeps coming back, and how do I reduce that? How do I avoid getting the same thought, or I don't know why I go in circles with the same thought. That is my problem. So,
Nego, I'll come back to you. I've taken another question. Vani, it is normal that same thoughts is coming back again and again, because and that is fine. So why it is coming? Because our mind works that way. Mind considers some point is important and try to inject this many number of times to show its importance. Okay. That's why pick up same thought again and again and again. Yeah. But here what we are discussing is not about the content of the thought, even if it is coming multiple times.
Okay.
But you watch at that moment what is going on.
Okay.
Maybe second thought is same as first thought, doesn't matter. The train example, maybe the second compartment is exactly same as the first compartment, but doesn't matter. I still need to watch it independently.
Okay.
As a second compartment. Maybe the content is same or similar. Then we go for the third one. It can be similar, but my exercise will be to watch in that moment.
Okay.
What part of that, first is the totality, then the part of it, more we precise, then that much sharp the witness consciousness will be.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Guruji.
All right. God bless you.
Thank you.
Yes, Nego, go ahead.
Yeah, Rajdeep, actually, an incoming call disturbed me and I got disconnected. So,
no problem. Go ahead.
Anyway, actually, my question, not question. Actually, last time I remember you told us about in this such in our this online class. You told us about this technique which you adopted for watching the thoughts. That minute, every minute that remember, timer sort of things. So that time I remember from our group, somebody shared a YouTube link where this is possible. I mean, this every minute it gives a reminder or something like that. Yeah, if it is possible, I will request here members to please share it again.
Okay. So if you remember who posted it, Shreyashi, you posted?
I did not post, but I have it
Okay. Can you post that into the group again? Yeah.
Gaurav posted it.
Yeah.
Right. So if Shreyashi, if you have it, just post it. As discussed, please find this. Yeah. So that it may be helpful for Nego and others who are interested. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Rajdeep.
All right. Okay. God bless you. All right. So if there is no other question, so we'll go into our Kriya and meditation. So just sit straight. And breathe in and breathe out. Take a deep, slow breathing. And breathe out to relax yourself. Now take a deep breath in for 3 Om chanting. Now Guru Vandana. Akhandamandalakaram vyapam yena characharam tatpadam darshitam yena tashmai Shri Guruve Namah. Ajnanatimiraandhasya Jnanajanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yenam Tashmai Shri Guruve Namah. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tashmai Shri Guruve Namah. Tashmai Shri Guruve Namah. Tashmai Shri Guruve Namah.